Guys, I want to come back to you. I wanted to bring you a story. It's a couple clips from Stephen A. Smith's show. And it's about socialism. Again, the Democratic Party is ushering in socialism. And again, they say, oh, it's democratic socialism. It's different. No, it's not. It's ultimately from the same ideology. It's going to be the same thing. And it's funny. The people that have come here from other countries, that have fled their countries to come here, they want socialism. But the fact of the matter is, they want things to be the way they were in the countries that they fled from. And the idiot kids here, young kids that are starting to vote, they're the same idiots, I'm sorry, that are out there in the streets yelling, free Palestine from the river to the sea, and all this other bullshit. And boys can be girls and girls can be boys, and white supremacy is a big threat to this country. And no, it is not. But, again, that's what they believe, and they purely are stupid. And honestly, man, this thing is purely scary. It truly is. But if you guys will please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below.
We have to continue to elect more socialists, and we have to ensure that we are unapologetic about our socialism. There are also other issues that we firmly believe in, whether it's BDS, right, or whether it's the end goal of ceasing the means of production, where we do not have the same level of support at this very moment. And what I want to say is that it is critical that in the way that we organize, in the way that we set up our work and our priorities, that we do not leave any one issue for the other, that we do not meet a moment and only look at what people are ready for, but that we are doing both of these things in tandem, because it is critical for us to both meet people where they're at and to also organize for what is correct and for what is right, and to ensure that over time we can bring people to that issue. The ramifications of victory here is the difference between life and death for so many of our brothers, sisters, and family beyond the binary across this borough of Queens. It's the difference between having cash bail anymore or not. It's the difference between having sex work be decriminalized and not. And with every battle that we fight as socialists, we need to remember what the stakes are.
Can we not see that allowing sex work is darkness? It's allowing the end, allowing that to be decriminalized. And again, guys, I understand that people employ sex workers. I get that. I do. But just because more and more people do doesn't make it right. And again, when you have a culture that's like, no, we're going to decriminalize that, we're going to let it go. Again, they're allowing in darkness. They're saying, okay, we're going to tolerate this so we can tax it. It's like, and again, man, I do understand like certain drugs like marijuana or whatever, possibly being decriminalized or whatever. And of course, certain states have it that way already. But when it comes to harder drugs, when it comes to sex work, when it comes to, again, the reason why this stuff is criminal is because it is wrong. It is immoral. And again, you can see the strength-based society, whether or not they care, whether they get money from Texas on that. And, again, the United States, it appears that we are going in the direction of immoral, of evil. And again, man, you can say whatever you want, whatever religion or whatever you are or not. It is evil. It is a darkness. And again, man, it is letting in the Trojan horse. But the fact of the matter is, it's about theft. I'm going to show you another video clip here in a second with a man talking about this, but it is about theft. I mean, pure and simple. It's about taking things away, taking money away from those that actually earned it and redistributing that among those that don't have. And it did not work for it. And I'm not talking about just disabled folks or whatever. No, I'm talking about fully able individuals that, again, don't have enough or don't feel they have enough or whatever. And again, you heard me and Danny on Sunday. If anyone wants to, they can hear him on Meet the Press, and I have a video on that. But he said that we should not have billionaires. So again, what you're going to wind up doing is reducing the incentive of people out there building companies, making as much as they can, doing as much as they can do. They're going to reduce that incentive because more and more of that money is going to go to the people that did earn it. And if you truly wanted to help the poor out, you would start taking away the money they already get, and make them not disabled folks, but talking about poor folks that again have low education or whatever. Again, if you slowly take things away, it's going to be painful at first. You're going to make them stand up on their own, and most of them will, and they'll do better for themselves than you would be. Like Ray said, don't give them a fish, teach them to fish. And again, that's what we need to do. But socialism is about giving. Giving, taking from Paul and giving to Peter. Again, man, that kind of stuff is not going to work.
Democratic Party becomes the likes of Zoran Mamdani, who, by the way, I like. I'm not trying to throw any shade on him or anything like that, but if the Democratic Party becomes him, you have no chance. You have no chance on a national basis in terms of the presidency. In Senate seats in the House, you have no chance. You have no chance. I want to be very, very clear about that. You might have a Democratic Socialist sprinkled here and there, but that ain't what America is. America's about capitalism. America's about dollars and cents. America's about an economy, a flourishing economy. Okay? And you know what it's not about? Free stuff. Somebody got to say it, so I'm going to say it. Somebody got to say it, so I'm going to say it.
He talked about seizing the means of production. That means theft. If you look at Stalin, Pol Pot, the guy with the funny mustache, and others, Mao, millions of actual deaths. Okay, that's what this individual Mamdani, that's the philosophy he espouses. Okay, theft and death. So call it like he said, he wants to be unapologetic about socialism. Yeah, well, we need to be unapologetic about telling the true story of it. And he can smile and flash all of those damn teeth, but this motherfucker is evil. And New York, okay, I got a lot of problems with the people in New York. Insane, okay? If it's too expensive, get up and move out, all right? Yeah, it is expensive. It's one of the reasons I don't live there. But socialism is not only going to hurt your pockets. Where else has it worked? Even China says we need a hybrid capitalist system in order to feed 1 billion people. But you're going to bring socialism to New York City. So it's pure evil.
The wealthy people who voted for him, they are the ones who can afford to leave when the shit goes downhill, right? So they don't care. It's part. I mean, we talk about Marxism on here a lot. I'm beginning to believe or seeing it more clearly. The wealthy people want to implement and put in these plans, these Marxist plans, then they get to escape from the consequences of it. And then they leave the people who maybe can't leave. They leave them there to suffer in the shit, in the mire that they have helped to put on the map, so to speak. I don't understand how, I do understand how he got elected or primary, but what's interesting is that this is the Democratic Party.
Guys, man, I hope Stephen A is right. I hope he's right. I fear that he's wrong, but I hope he's right. the Democrats are not going to be in power much. You know, mayor races, what that kind of stuff, yeah. But Congress, the Senate, you know, the White House, no. And again, man, I hope he's right. I truly don't know. I don't know because, again, there are so many young people, especially young females. And again, man, everyone coming up now seems to have this kind of mindset. Again, we have to understand the Democratic Party is evil. They have become just flat out evil. They have brainwashed, you know, people. They have brainwashed, you know, almost have this country to buy into what they're talking about. You know, back 20, 30 years ago, you know, nobody would think, you know, a boy can be a girl and a girl can be a boy. And, you know, that's the way it is. No, that is pure evil. And they're catering to that. You know, yeah, go ahead and chop their wiener off. Go ahead and chop their breast off. You know, give them hormone blockers when they're 12, whatever. You know, again, that kind of stuff is nothing but pure evil. You know, white supremacy is the biggest threat to this country. No, it's not. You know, again, the numbers will tell you something very different. But again, they like to espouse that because not only is it wrong and evil, but it brings in a certain demographic, a certain vote. It caters to certain people. And again, that's what they're doing with that, with the trans stuff, with the LGBTQ stuff. They want, you know, trans people, you know, drag queens reading to kids in the library, you know, story time with the drag queen. I mean, come on, guys, man, this stuff is evil. It is purely evil. What they're doing is they're trying to pull in people, perverted people from the fringes of things. You know, walking around in a women's locker room with your dick hanging out. You know, because you identify as a woman. I mean, again, that is evil. Do people not understand that? And that's what they're pulling people in from. And again, they're like, well, it's about being compassionate and understanding and blah, blah. No, it's not. No, it is not, man. It's evil, and they know it's evil, and they play on you. They play on people to say, you know, people like, oh, you know, yeah, we got to be kind. We got to be compassionate. We got to be this. We got to be that. No, you don't. Again, this evil. You're letting in the Trojan horse. And finally, this is the party now about socialism. They have become socialist. And again, man, like I said, evil. They're bringing evil anywhere they can. They want the numbers. And my fear is they're going to get the numbers. That's my fear. Hopefully not. But anyways, guys, man, if you would, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below.